Welcome. This is Crime Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile. Hence we say the crimson light is life. So the crimson light is our journey to actualizing self-love. This is where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. We have been re-exploring the numbers from 1 to 9. Of course, that's what we work numerology with, from 1 to 9. Okay, but we have been having lots of fun. And if you're joining us for the first time, I would urge that you check out my templates to numerology or to actualizing self-love. Anything with templates would be helpful. If you rather something simpler, there's lots on YouTube, of course, you can check out. But I have devised these templates specifically to how we have been studying numerology. So we have been hinging on the word sacrifice, which you can see very well here now. And each numerical value, of course, correlates with a letter of the alphabet. But I have manipulated some of these letters here, like call it jazz and bucket and luck and development and new. So basically, each number has a term that I can relate to and that I can identify its characteristic in accordance. So, for instance, the number 6 is Fox. I call it Fox or Fox City. There are three sixes here, meaning it comes on FOX, and so naturally it's Fox. Or DVM for number 4, development. So that helps me to understand, and I hope it does you too, to understand that 4 is really about the 4 aspects of our being, whether it was 4 locations, north, south, east, and west, or the 4 elements that we are: earth, water, wind, fire, and so on. So this is how we have devised these templates. But let's look at number 9. We've done quite a few presentations, and I thought number 9, let's do a little bit more with number 9, because it really means beginning. And of course, if it's beginning, there would be a lot to number 9, much more than there's just really a lot to all the numbers. But beginning, that's the thing. We are trying to find a firm foundation that we can really identify with, and of course, see that the sacrifice template, how robust it is. We can make sense of it that way. So I just had this, which is the first 3 words in the Holy Bible. I thought I would just put it on there as a form of symbolizing Eve's mouth. This is Eve, and of course we are all Eve, but this is really of dots, which depicts the I am that I am, the name given to Moses on Mount Sinai. So in. Now, I really would like to urge that we pay particular attention to the word in, because it's really the beginning and the end in this word, in this 2-letter word. So in is very, very symbolical. Here we have for beginning, which equals 9. So the letter I is 9 and N is 5. And if we add these together, of course, it's 14. 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. Here we have 5. Okay, so basically, I have been looking at, and something very profound came to me today. It's not as if it hasn't been spoken of before on these presentations. I'm sure I have, but it seemed to have resonated at a place that was very deep in thinking about the word beginning and the word end. And when God says, I am the beginning and the end. So I am, when it says the beginning and the end, meaning beginning for I and end for end, let's just put it this way. There was the thing that came to me again. It's the I am that really kind of resonated. It came to a place of it anchored very deeply within me. And perhaps it's because I have all these fives in my makeup as well. As I say, I've got three fives in my date of birth, and I'm a fifth child. So, but the I am, when God said to Moses, I am the beginning, there we have the two numerical values again. It's the I and AM equals 5. When we do the numerical value for A is 1 and 4 is and 4 for M. So of course 1 and 4, which is where we have Eve. Eve comes in to make up 5, and also is the word Christ. But it's as if I was getting an impression that there was an emphasis on acknowledgement, or for us to acknowledge Mother Eve in that description of God, saying, I am the beginning and the end. So basically, beginning, or as both, there is balance, because I is 9, so there is that beginning. So basically in that statement, there is a mirror of the statement. I am the beginning, BEGINNING, 2 N's, of course. Okay. I am the beginning, and the end. So end equals 5. We have done the numerical value for end. That equals 5. And equals here. Yes, this is another lesson. Okay, this is another thought. A pre-thought. Okay, but the am is also 5. Let's look at that here. So I am and end. So there are two aspects of 5, meaning end, and there's also two aspects of 9. So if we were to add 9 and 9 would be 18. We see we would still end up with 9, and hence beginning stands still. And if we add 5 and 5, which I have been making references, Eve, like mother and son. Okay, so that would be 10. 5 and 5 would be 10, but of course we would see it's number 1 because we are working with a single digit, but we look at 10 because it gives us the derivative of the whole number of what it constitutes. It's the whole forming, as I say, it's mother and child, but there's wholeness, there's completion. Hence we call it 10. Okay, it's like saying, I am straight, I am also curved. I am whatever you want me to be or you make me to be, but I am that I am. Hence the dots, I am that. So the that was given as dots. Dots, we are dots. When we do the numerical value for the word that, THAT, this is 2182. So if we add 10 and 3, this is 13. This is really our magic number. This has been coming up. Not only that, it reflects 13 with the disciples and Christ, but we have seen it showing up as number 2. And number 2, and this is why I have this here as well for number 2, because I kind of really thought I would explore the gifts that Christ were given, or where the three kings came to give their gifts. And so we see, here we see 10 hair as well as for myrrh. And frankincense was 11, which depicts the name of Jesus, which is the master number. And then we have the gold for which is 20, so that would be the numerical value of 2, which is reflective of that 13 hair. So this is not meant to be part of, but I'm just showing how everything interrelates, because we are working with sacrifice, which is around Jesus Christ anyway. So why not really delve into the root of the matter, so to speak? Okay, so this is what we are saying, but the main point here is that it almost seems difficult to work with the end and not review the beginning, or vice versa. So we see beginning, and not only that, the word beginning itself, when I say there seemed to be an emphasis for us to pay attention to Mother Eve, the number 5, it's as if even in the word beginning, we see how reflective that is of Eve. We have one E here, we have another N here, N here. So there are three fives in this word beginning, which correlates, which goes in direct correlation with number 5, 3 fives here in that numerical column here of number 5, which is centered in the word sacrifice. And that is what I am believing, that the patterns or construct of anything or number we are looking at has more within it. It offers more, or as much as we feel necessary. It is as if that it is just endless. It is always there to offer us the answers in accordance with where we are at, in essence. So there we have, and we see that there's the eye, the open eye, which is where Eve was, and number 6 being here is again telling us, it's as if we could see that mirror aspect of ourselves in Mother Eve. It's like, for instance, we females have those expressions or experiences very often, particularly when we are growing up. And perhaps that's one of the reasons why I have embarked on this subject. It's as if when we are growing up, or we are young, or we are teenage, or whatever it is, we are almost ashamed of our parents. They're old, they're ugly, they're not as beautiful as we think that they ought to be, because we have the external representations or teachings that tells us that what beauty is, or what it is, what we are supposed to value. Never mind all the kisses and love and tender comments and compliments that we get. And so we go through a stage where we distance ourselves from our mothers, and then we look in the mirror and we catch ourselves doing or looking like our parents. Then that is that mirror aspect, the very same thing that we didn't like about our mothers. We find ourselves doing the very same thing. Now, not until we learn to accept and reconcile that relationship will we find peace. And that is what this journey is about. So I am hoping that we can continue to explore the journey, the numbers, and with particular focus to embracing that which we are, our parents, or we derive from our parents. And so it is important, whether we have evolved or believe we have evolved, but to value where we are coming from, to value the nurturing that we had, because it's like, again, as a mother, whether your father had gone to the field to plant the weed, the weed I do not smoke, but it sounds like. Well, plant food. We call it ground provisions in St. Lucia. Okay, so or the yam or the dasheen or bananas, plantain, whatever it is. This is really wonderful. And but your mother would have had this internal nurturing, the breast to feed you and to nurture you, which comes directly from her bosom. So that's what we are meant to remember. So I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Do join me with specific attention to number 9, the beginning, and whatever numbers transpire because they all have functions in our makeup. So thank you for watching and joining us on this channel of Actualizing Soulful Love. Do join us. Do continue to join us, of course. And feel free to leave your comments, which I really would appreciate. And of course, be bright, be a field, because the purpose of all this, we are planting new seeds. Thank you. Namaste. And spill over with love.